For this week's Q&A, we're going to talk about 1%, 2%, and whole milk. When you go to the grocery store, you're faced with a choice. Do you buy whole milk, reduced fat, low fat, or skim milk? But what's the difference? Question 1. Is skim milk watered down? When you compare skim milk to 1%, 2%, or especially whole milk, it seems a lot less rich and more watery almost. But it's not watered down. Nothing is added to it, and there's no water added especially. Skim milk is simply the milk with the fat separated out. So if you think about the saying, the cream rises to the top, or remember like in Little House on the Prairie when Ma skims off the cream off the top of the milk after it sits out? Well, that's what skim milk is. Literally skim milk. It's 0% fat because all that fat has separated out, and then what is left over becomes the skim milk. So it's still milk, just minus the fat. Question 2, whole fat milk. What exactly does that mean? Well, in the United States, whole milk is 3.25% fat, unless you're in California, and then it's 3.5% fat. It doesn't mean the whole thing is fat. It doesn't mean it's filled with bad fat or it's bad for you. Think of the fat in milk as a good fat, like avocados or olive oil, not like you're icing on a cake. It's good for you. There's a lot of really good things about the fat in milk, and whole milk is 3.25% fat. This is a standard number set by law, so the dairy farms have to comply with this. And last question, what is milk standardization anyway? Why do we even have those different numbers? The fat in milk varies from cow to cow. It varies day to day. It varies season to season. It varies by nutrition. It varies by breed. There's a lot of things that affect the fat content of milk. So just like you are looking for a consistent product in the grocery store, think about when you buy carrots. They're always orange and straight, right? We are not buying the misshapen carrots. Those go to something else. They don't sell them in the grocery store. In the same way, consumers are looking for consistency in their milk. So if one of these cows has a 3% fat and one of these cows has a 4% fat, then we need to make sure that it's even and consistent for the person buying the milk in the grocery store. So whole milk is standardized to 3.25% fat. That means the fat is just taken out and then added back in at that specific percentage. This also allows us to take that extra fat and make really delicious products out of it, like butter and ice cream. If we were making only ice cream from a product, then we'd be taking that cream and throwing the rest away, and we don't want to do that. So by using the fat and creating skim milk, then that way we're not wasting a single drop of that milk. There's really nothing special that's done to the milk, but it's spun real fast to allow the cream to separate. Once the cream separates out, then a certain amount of it is added back in to create that 1%, 2%, and 3.25% or 3.5% if you're in California, milk. And then the rest of the cream can be used to make those other delicious products. I hope you learned a little something today. Subscribe if you want to learn more about milk and cows and where your food comes from. And drop a comment below if you have a question for next week. Thank you.